Bhagavad Gītā Om Jaya Bhagavad Gītā Hariya Kamala Viharini
Hariya Kamala Viharini
Sunara Supunite Om Jaya Bhagavad Gītā.
Invite Bharti Taylor from UK. Bharti Taylor is available, present?
Yeah. Yes, I'm here.
Okay, you are here. Okay, very nice. Now, I request you to give a focus on Bhagavad Gītā on this auspicious day, Bhagavad Gītā Jayanti, and also say one or two lines about you before that, and you can start. Please.
Okay. Thank you very much, Chair. Om Swastiastu, Jai Bhagavad Gītā Jayanti, and Namaste. I'm Bharti Taylor. I'm the former president of the Hindu Forum of Europe, and I'm also the one of the former Hindu representatives on the European Council of Religious Leaders. I'd like to thank the organizers for inviting me to speak on this occasion, especially Guru Dharmayasa, who I've had the pleasure of meeting twice in Bali. And to be able to talk on the Bhagavad Gītā of a lay person's experience, shall we say. I'm not a scholar on the Bhagavad Gītā. And the other thing which influences me would be that I have lived in Europe for 51 years. So my perspective perhaps is different from somebody who might have grown up in India. I was born in Kenya, spent part of my childhood in India, and 51 years in the UK. So one of the speakers earlier, Dr. Oak, mentioned about reading the Bhagavad Gītā in the original language or your mother tongue. And I usually have with me, and I carry a Bhagavad Gītā, which is in Gujarati. And I prefer to read that, and I only refer to the English when perhaps something I need more clarification on. And I have this one, which has sort of like certain verses and daily readings. And I like these little pocket-sized ones, which you can carry easily and take with you. As a child, I came across the Bhagavad Gītā only when there was a death. And that was because as soon as somebody was dying or dead, there would be a reading of the Bhagavad Gītā commissioned, and somebody would start reading in one corner of the house or in a room. And people would come in, mill round, some would be organizing a funeral and so on. But very few people actually sat and listened to it. But you would hear things as you go by to this song of the divine. The reading went on in one area. The rest of the house was full, etc. But you would catch certain phrases, certain words, and they would leave you wondering and fascinated. And that was my first introduction to the Bhagavad Gītā. Many years later, I was able to read the Gita, and those verses that had made an impression on me as a child are still significant to me today. Chapter 2, verse 23, for example. I'm not going to attempt to read the Sanskrit because my Sanskrit pronunciation is terrible, but I'll give you the translation. Weapons cannot shred the Atma, nor can fire burn it. Water cannot wet it, nor can wind dry it. It is a verse people find most fascinating and awe-inspiring. This exploration and explanation of the Atma, clearly and precisely done, is just a few words, and those few words explain it well enough for somebody to become fascinated to explore it further. We all wish we had that same clarity as Sage Vyasa and the creator who inspired. Gita and the blessings of the divine too. Gita also teaches us, chapter 6, verse 1, to do karma, deeds, without thinking of the rewards. Do them because it's the right thing to do. I take that at heart, even though in today's world, often it is a difficult thing to do. And the last of my favorite verses from childhood, very significant for COVID times, actually, and the lockdown that we've experienced. Chapter 6, verse 6. For one who controls the mind, it is the best of friends. But for one who has failed to do so, it remains the greatest enemy. And in these COVID times, when a lot of people have been isolated, not had many people around them, or different influences or things to occupy them, they've had to get in touch with their inner selves. And some people have found that a difficult journey. And as serving as a prison chaplain and a chaplain in the community, I've had those people come to me. Some have been helped by psychiatric means, etc., and some just purely by spiritual means. So it's quite interesting that that particular verse from the Gita can also help us in these times we have here. And one of the speakers earlier mentioned about something new every day from Sanatana Dharma. And that is one of the things which I can say can apply today. As I grow, I learn more. And there are other verses which apply specifically or resonate with me. Chapter 10, verse 10 and 11, for example. To those who are constantly devoted and worship me with love, I give the intelligence by which they can attain me. Out of compassion for them, dwelling in their hearts, I destroy the I'm sorry, I can't read my own writing, darkness of ignorance with the lamp of knowledge. So it's about looking at the writings, looking at them again and again, understanding them, and the most important, implying them in our lives, acting on them. Just reading and understanding is not enough. There is a third thing. There's the reading, there's the understanding, and then the third thing is actually applying them. And then the divine will guide you according to chapter 10, verses 10 and 11 of the Gita. And this, long as we understand the Gita and practice living by what we read, the Gita remains significant. Many translations and explanations help. And reading more than one version can also be very useful. May I say, may Lord Krishna shower his blessings on all who serve him. And I'd like to wish Dharma Yasaji best for his new version, which is coming out soon. Jai Sri Krishna and Jai Gita.
Jai Bhagavad Gita. Thank you very much. Yes,
Thank you so much, Bharti ji. Thank you very much, Bharti Taylor from UK. Presented her views on Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is a really wonderful book and a wonderful scripture. We have to understand it and we have to practice it. I'm now expressing my thanks to this Bharti Taylor. Now let us move to the next speaker. Once again, let me invite Dr. Umesh Kumar is present here. If Umesh Kumar is not present, we will go to the next speaker. The next speaker is his name is Professor Newman Sedena. Professor Newman Sedena. He is a professor. He did PhD, and he has many details. He achieved many things in his life. And he's from University of Georgia. He did PhD from University of Georgia. I think this Georgia is from USA. I think USA, Georgia. And he's present. If he's present, Professor Newman Sedena is present here. Oh, I think he's trying to share his screen.
So, or
thank you very much for coming. And he will present today about. Can you show what is the topic of your topic? Today's topic.
it's about the activation of Bhagavad Gītā in the performance of Wayang Shadow Puppet Show.
Haripada